It doesn't matter if they gained their power through charm, brilliance, fear, or manipulation. What matters is that we followed. Even a dictator, no matter how brutal, only stays in power with the silent obedience of millions who choose to obey rather than resist. A cult leader needs followers. A tyrant needs a crowd. A narcissist needs applause. Even an overman, no matter how gifted, must be recognized to be effective. This is the mirror society must learn to face. Because we focus so heavily on the rulers, the presidents, the billionaires, the celebrities, the thinkers, the 1% of the 1%, but rarely do we interrogate the soil that produced them. And that soil is us, the followers, the voters, the consumers, the students, the viewers, the believers. Every idol we crown is an expression of our collective values. Every ruler we elevate reflects what society tolerates, what it rewards, and what it chooses to see. So before we judge the ruling class, we must examine our own consent. Because power only functions through agreement, silent or spoken. And at any moment, we can withdraw that consent. We can stop voting for narcissists. We can stop idolizing manipulators. We can stop funding the empires of people who do not believe in our freedom. But that requires courage. That requires discernment. That requires knowing what kind of leader you're actually following and what kind of future they're actually building. Because overmen and narcissists often look exactly the same. Both are confident. Both are bold. Both seem destined for greatness, but one is playing for legacy and the other is addicted to glory. One wants to awaken the greatness in others. The other needs everyone else to remain small. One is a leader. The other is just a spotlight addict with a podium. Both are seeking to get to the top of society to shape it. And the only difference that truly matters, is who gave them the mic. Society is only as strong as the selves who shape it. Everything then hinges on who those selves are. Not in theory, not in textbook, but in flesh, blood, and legacy. Every law, every custom, every system we inherit is a reflection of the ruling class that created it. And in America, the ruling class is not mythical. It was real. It had names. It owned slaves. It wrote poetry about liberty while choking the life out of it. These men, called founding fathers, designed a nation in their image. And that image was not equality. It was ownership. It was control. It was hierarchy masquerading as a republic. And while their statues still stand, their values are buried beneath centuries of blood, resistance, and legal gymnastics. Because the truth is simple and dangerous. We cannot build a free society on the bones of men who never believed in freedom for all. And yet, we've tried. We've tried to stretch their words beyond their vision, to decode justice from documents never meant from us. But that's not reformation. That's delusion. It's time to face the ruling class for what it was and decide once and for all what kind of ruling class will come next. See, society is supposed to be a guidance system, a structure meant to elevate the highest forms of humanity into leadership. But when corrupted selves get power, they don't use society to guide. They use it to control. They shape the laws to protect the fears. They build economies to feed their egos. They write histories to cover their shame. And then they turn around and tell you what civilization looks like. But no society built from fear can ever produce freedom. That's why the real question is not who runs society, but what kind of selves do we want running it? And how do we shape a society that ensures that those kind of selves rise to the top?